Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. So, I am going to be doing right now a short video recording on a subject to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about. But I am doing reading, I'm doing a tremendous amount of research on this topic. And that topic, the subject, is our tax code and our tax system. So usually, as people know, people who follow me, this is Tabor Talk. I talk off the cuff. I'm spontaneous, and I never have notes, not even an outline. But for this one, again, I am not an accountant, I'm not a CPA, and this is a tough one for me. So I do have to the side here, you probably can't see it, I do have a little bit of help here. So if you see me glancing down, I'm just looking at my notes here. So let me just begin by saying something that everybody knows. Our tax system, our tax code is a mess. All right, it's complicated. It's complex. It's confusing. It's just one damn right. And who benefits from the tax code? Well, rich people, accountants, and lawyers. So what we're looking for is a simpler, fairer, and more efficient tax system. And it's obviously not working with this monster in the Oval Office now, who is quite frankly clueless. All right, so let me just begin. I'm not going to keep this. This is just my introductory video on our tax system, so I'll just keep this quite short and just give you kind of a general outline of where did our tax system come from? Where did the federal tax, income tax, what is this? Did we always have a tax system? And the answer is no. So you got to go back to actually 1913 and what was called the, I'm glancing down at my notes here. So it's Underwood-Simmons Tariff Act. That was the statute that created America's federal income tax. So it was interesting. I think President Woodrow Wilson was the president at the time. And at the time, everyone was excited. This was a good thing. And people didn't feel, for the most part, initially when it was set up, it really didn't affect most people. We're talking about it was targeted at the time for like the Astors and the Vanderbilts and the Morgans and the Rockefellers. It was really that very tiny population, the richest of the rich, like the 0.00001%. As I said, the Astors, Vanderbilts, Morgans, Rockefellers, etc. So people really didn't think this is a good thing. We're kind of spreading the wealth. We're trying to make things more equitable, right? So then things got a little, like 4 years later, things got a little more complicated. There were new Internal Revenue Code. There were exemptions and exclusions. And in 1917, we had World War I. And then later on, there's another code. I'm glossing over a lot of this stuff. But in 1922, we had the Internal Revenue Code of 1922. And then things were kind of cool and quiet for 30 years. And then we realized when Eisenhower took over in the 50s, we go, oh, this is a mess. It was complex, confusing, full of contradictions. And there was another law passed, bill. It was called the Internal Revenue Code of 1954. All right. So this stated that we all have to file income tax, and you have to file your return by the date of April 15th. All right. So Congress later added some exclusions and credits and allowances. It was really in a weird kind of fucked up, haphazard fashion. So again, that was pretty cool. And again, the lawyers and accountants and super rich people were trying to work those loopholes and trying to figure out how to not pay tax. As Leona Helmsley says, only poor people pay tax. Donald Trump on his last debate goes, I don't pay taxes. I haven't paid taxes in 20 years. Jeff Bezos, the richest man on planet Earth, the richest guy who ever lived, who's worth $162 million, zero tax. Amazon paid zero tax. There's a big fucking problem here. Okay, so anyway, just to go back to a little bit of history here, is so from 22 to 54, the Internal Revenue Code became such a chaotic muddle, just a mess. And then 32 years later, you have another sort of no legislation, but from 54 to 86, history repeated itself, right? So 32 years. What is this? This 32 years. We go, things are messed up. We have to change this. We have to revise this. And in 1986, we had a Republican president and so here it is. We had White House congressional Republicans, and we passed another law in 86. And now it's 32 years later, 33 actually, and we're looking for a simpler, fairer, and more efficient code. And we're talking about looking at other areas, like how do other countries do this, right? You have other advanced, high-tech, free market democracies. We could do it. Internal Revenue Code of 2019. Let's do this thing. Let's make a better world. Peace, love, and understanding for everyone.